Welcome to the only place where real, raw, and vulnerable conversations happen with IFBB bikini pros to give you an inside look at their struggles, strategies, mindset, passions, and all of life beyond the stage. This podcast is made to inspire, motivate, and remind competitors and the average gym goer that even the most extreme lifestyles and elite athletes have their ups and downs. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I'm your host, Celeste Turk, and now it's time for the Confessions of a Bikini Pro podcast. Just want to share with you guys some amazing things that happened last weekend. So we had the 1 million downloads podcast party. Back in the summer, we hit 1 million downloads thanks to all of you amazing listeners. And if you're watching this, you'll see a slideshow that I'm playing from the podcast party featuring everybody who came, the pros who were there, our sponsors, the giveaways. It was epic. We had 52 people in this room in Arizona, and man, you guys showed up and showed out. It was so fun and fulfilling and rewarding. Got so many great photos from one of our sponsors, Studio G. He's also compiling a few videos for us too, which I'm really excited to see, just highlighting the incredible experience. And the reason this is so special to me is because of the community. Honestly, I'm just speaking freely as I watch this slideshow, and I'm in awe of all of you. This community is so empowering and beautiful and inspiring, and I could not have achieved this milestone without you guys. And to be honest, I didn't start this podcast for me. I started it for you guys. And in this celebration episode, I'm going to be sharing something. This box that I'm holding it up on the video. So if you're listening, I'm holding a heart-shaped box where people have dropped confessions that they would want read or they would maybe share on the podcast. I have not read any of them yet. So I thought I would do a video to maybe get a live reaction too as I'm reading them and just share them with those of you listening, because I think something special about this community is that we can all relate to each other in so many ways. So I have no idea what people wrote, honestly. I don't believe I have 52 submissions, but I have some, and I'm just going to read them one by one. I do want to, before we get into it, also recognize one of our other platinum sponsors, Angeline, who is also known as Posing by A, Jewelry by A. I mean, she's worked with the top Olympians in posing. I actually just hired her to work with me in posing because I've been doing my own posing coaching since right after 2020. Ingrid Romero was my initial posing coach, and I just decided, I'm going to take a step forward with Angeline and have her really perfect this routine as I get ready to prep in 2023 to be ready for 2024. My prep probably won't start till September, of course, but that's besides the point. I just want to say thank you to Angeline. She not only offers amazing options for people for posing from one-on-one to her academy, but she had great things to provide at the actual event. Like, her speech was awesome. She gave such great tips. And at the end, people were able to pose with her, and she was giving lots of hands-on support, which you might see in some of these slideshows as we go. I do also want to just acknowledge our other platinum sponsor, which was Team Flex, a competition and lifestyle coaching company. I am good friends with Kylene, and I am so happy that she decided to sponsor and Ryan decided to sponsor. That was so special for me. Honestly, I didn't even expect to have sponsors. It was kind of just a random idea. One day I was like, I'm going to put together a sponsorship packet and see what happens. And I got some good, amazing sponsors, including those three I just named off. So if you guys haven't checked them out, definitely check out Team Flex. They have a free 7-day trial for their coaching. Posing by A and Jewelry by A. Actually, Jewelry by A is doing a 15% off discount. I want to say, if you use the code CONFESSION, none of this comes to me. It's genuinely just as part of the sponsorship and to show support for her for supporting me, right? That's what this industry is about. We can uplift and inspire each other. And This podcast party got me super emotional because I was looking at all these amazing pros who showed up to be there and contribute. Like they really just showed up to contribute because this was a free event. Okay. I made this a free event. So if it wasn't for the sponsors or if it wasn't for the pros coming through to make it as awesome as it was, it wouldn't have been as awesome as it was, essentially. So we started with a mental health talk that I provided, where I just covered top 3 tips. Well, I kind of expanded on many in food, relationship, body image, and goals. And it was super cool to connect with everyone in that way. And we did live panels with the pros. So essentially, I was asking them questions live. They would each share answers, expand on each other's answers, and the audience got to ask questions too, which was really, really fun. We also had some treats, which you might see in the back of those photos, donated from Bam Body Nutrition. Of course, you guys know they've been my go-to since 2018. And Stephanie Antorka, the owner of Bam Body Nutrition, is phenomenal. And they are known for their macro-friendly protein treats, sugar-free, healthy, amazing. They never caused me any problems. I even peaked on them to my last show, which surprised a lot of people, but I did because I was having no issues. And so got to give a shout out there because Stephanie came through. She surprised me with 50 individually wrapped treats, which was awesome. And then we had Fro Bandy Cakes, one of my amazing previous clients and now friends. Her name is Frances, and she just rocked it for us. She made 3 different mini cookies, and her cookies are my favorite that I've ever had. She does this one called Get Down Sunny. Now, I love all her cookies. I haven't tasted one I don't like, but the Get Down Sunny is my favorite. She had a bunch of mini ones of those. So thank you so much, Fran, for providing those cookies. Everybody loved them. And of course, loved the BAMs as well. So that was a really cool aspect of this is people just came through from the industry and showed up. Even Angel Competition bikinis. Like I'm telling you guys, there were about probably 9 people, including Kara Jones, who owns Angel Comp Bikinis. And she's been on the podcast before when I did a presentation series. She showed up with their crew, in their cute purple jackets, and they really helped me set up. And I also want to shout out the pros who helped set up, and then my good friends. I had so many amazing friends pull through for me, even people who were already signed up to attend. So it just means the world that you guys would help out in this way so we could continue to give back to the community, because this is what it's about for me. I started this as a passion project. I will go down with it as a passion project forever. And I know it's funny, some of you would be so devastated if I ended this, and I want to reassure you, I have no plans on stopping this podcast anytime soon. I launched it in 2018, so we're going on year 5, and it was really the first of its kind in the industry, and I'm really grateful and inspired. I've had many of the other podcasters tell me it inspired them to start theirs, which is awesome because it's all about giving back and shining light on this amazing community. And for me, I wanted the bikini girls to get more love, to get more attention, to have their voices heard, to have a platform, because it's the fastest growing division and has been for a while. And these women are incredible. And when us women come together, it's power. It is awesome. And we got to experience that at this event with not just those who attended, but every single pro as well. So I do want to acknowledge and thank all of you who came out to support. I'm actually going to be putting together a link for every single pro's podcast interview as well in the summary of this episode, so you can see those who attended and go back and listen to their episodes, because it was truly awesome. Now I'm going to read these confessions from some of the attendees. Like I said, there's not a ton, but let's see. Oh my gosh. Your podcast has improved my life and prep 134,589%. Thank you. Well, that's so sweet. Whoever wrote that and came, thank you for doing that. I hired a coach who already broke non-negotiables week 1, and I want to end it. Ooh, okay. Well, I don't know if this is going to become an advice box, but I want to speak to this and just say, if you set those non-negotiable expectations with that coach and they went against it week 1, but you feel confident that they're the coach for you, you need to communicate that they crossed the boundary. You have to communicate that they went against your non-negotiable. Oh, really quickly, before I read the rest of these. I do also want to say thank you to Shantivana. Anvu owns Shantivana. She was on the podcast years ago, actually the first year it came out, and she owns a custom bracelet company and she does amazing work and it's really beautiful. So she donated a certificate. We had See You Later Leaner donate a full lab review, like he's going to pay for the lab review or the lab work and the review for the person and give them feedback. We also had Glam Girl Competition Bikini Team. They gave us 1 month of free coaching for a raffle item, as well as me and Glam Girl. We're having an event in Arizona, February 18th and 19th. This is our retreat. It's our second one that we've done together. It's their third. It's the second one having me involved. It is awesome and fun. We just had an episode on it, which if you guys haven't heard that. And what we do is we gave away at least one raffle ticket. One winner got a free entry, to the retreat, so they get to join us, which is awesome. And I gave away 1 year of access to my on-demand mindset coaching platform. We also had Holly Larson selling her book, You Might Be a Bodybuilder If. We had Shantae Turner giving away things from her company, Turner's Turn Fit, which has amazing sweatbands. And it's a really cool product if you've never tried it yet. Shantae is one of my besties out here, actually. And I just absolutely love her. She lit up the room. And I think that you guys should check out her product. She's also, of course, talked about it on the podcast. I've had her on a couple times. So definitely check that out. And then I had some of my books there for sale and for show. That was Believe Your Way to Badass. And I don't believe I'm forgetting any other giveaway items. Of course, Angel Competition Bikinis did give away a jumper, and then Team Flex gave so much away. They gave away I want to say 18 physique reviews and tons of apparel and posing suits. I mean, it was super cool. So I would highly recommend that you guys check them out because they are people showing up and giving back to the industry. So we want to show up for them. Back to the person with the coach who already broke the non-negotiables. If you feel like they're not the coach for you, it's a broken trust, you can't even discuss it with them, fire them. That's it. Find somebody else. Let's see. I want to know how important nutrition is in your transformation. I had 4 foot surgeries in 2022 and still lost 30 pounds without any exercise. Oh, I think they're saying you want to know. Either way, great story. I think that's a testimony to how important nutrition is. Absolutely. And also shout out to whoever went through this and was able to overcome that, because that's an amazing story. I hope that if you go pro, you'll consider coming on the podcast and talking about that and revealing yourself, because I imagine you are a woman of great resilience. I placed all my feelings in one box during my prep, and I'm currently working through the feelings that rushed back in. This was a topic I discussed actually during the event, so I'm not sure if this was said before or after, but either way, it's perfect because we had discussed how something I highly recommend against is shoving your feelings under the rug when you're in competition prep or you're coming out of a prep, because what generally happens is it does rush back in and it hits you like a freight train. We don't want that. But by acknowledging and spending time with your emotions and your needs, you can actually have really, really great success. And that's something that we always want to prioritize, is making sure that you're taking care of your emotional needs, because it gives you insight and that's going to make you a better athlete in the long run, honestly. This one says, I just ate 3 Man Body brownies. They're way too good. That's so funny because I was like, damn, I only wanted everyone to take one, but I saw a bunch of people were taking more than one, but it's okay because they were enjoyed and that's what matters. So if you enjoyed them, make sure you show support and love. BAMBodyNutrition.com, use support code Celeste. If it doesn't work, you could put it in the notes section. It's just a support code, show some love. But anyway, they are too good. They're amazing. So I'm glad to hear you enjoyed them. Now, this is the last one. Let's see. Thanks for being instrumental in helping me grow, heal, and move forward from a broken woman. Your work has ignited a fire within me to believe my way to a... It's folded. Hold on. Believe my way to a badass and truly embrace the journey. Anonymous-ish. This is from @Genergize, so JENERGYZ 47. Unless I believe it is a Z from what I'm remembering from us messaging in the past. But that is so freaking sweet. If it's not GYZ, then try 247. But that's freaking so sweet. Thank you for saying that. I mean, I know how it feels to feel broken or feel lost or hopeless, or like life doesn't have meaning or the same meaning anymore, or it's hard or it's difficult, or we lose trust in ourselves or belief in ourselves, or maybe even trust in others, or we go through hard, challenging times. But it's these stories, like this is what I'm talking about, you guys. Like, we get through them. We are resilient. We're amazing. We learn when we face these things. And it's so important that we do this for ourselves, because too many times people ignore this. They think they're not strong, they're weak if they talk about it. But when we talk about it, it relieves it a lot. And then we're able to be empowered to face it. We need to be able to face these things. So I want to say thank you to those of you who wrote something and put it in the box. That's super awesome. It was really cute. I'm actually going to put the ones that are complimentary on my wall, and I'm saving the other ones because this event to me is one of those things that's just going to go down in history. Like, I'm going to remember it forever, because one day it's going to be, I can just imagine like this huge event, this huge seminar with live podcasts being recorded and people being interviewed who are attending, and their voice being heard as well, their stories being heard as well. So I have no doubt it's just going to continue to blow up because of you guys, because of this community. And I hope that if you missed it, you'll consider putting your name on the live events form on my website. That's celestial.fit, and then you go to the tab live events. But you can put your name on there and be notified of future events. That's going to be all Build More Than Just a Body events. You can also go to buildmorethanjustabody.com, as well as anything podcast related in the future, of course, because I just want to continue to empower this community and serve this community. And after doing this event, I realized how incredibly, I don't want to say easy, but in some way easy it is to provide things like this for the community when you have people who want to give back. Like, if it wasn't for the sponsors, for example. And I mean, I fronted a lot of the cost of this event because I believe in this and this was a celebration. And then the sponsors came through and they made everything else possible, to be honest. So it was worth it because of moments like this, moments that I'm looking at on the screen, moments of all these photos. It was hugs, it was laughs, it was cries, it was incredible. The stories the pros told, things that haven't been shared on the podcast before. I mean, we had people who were opening up about things they experienced too when they were asking questions, or I saw side conversations happening that were just really, really beautiful. I think the event should have been at least another 2 hours, in all honesty, but I did 12 to 4 because it was a Sunday and because people were probably going to be flying home after a pretty long weekend with the NPC Women's Seminar having been the day before. But it worked out so well, and I am extremely, extremely grateful for all of you who came. And before I break out into stopping this recording, I do want to just say a big thank you to the pros who came out to this event, because I know I already mentioned it, but if it wasn't for you guys, this would not have happened the way that it did. I'm telling you right now, this event was only possible because of them who showed up. And there were some who couldn't make it, or emergencies came up and various things happened. But I just feel like those who came were meant to be there. And there will be many more opportunities in the future for other pros. And that makes me really excited. So I want to say a thank you to Janine Priest, Brittany Carbolito, Laura Morshea, Hong Mai, Casey Rodriguez, Mulaney Lingiardi, Brittany Gillespie, Shantae Turner, Tony Gaddis, Carly Kadreka, and Holly Larson. You guys, this would not have been possible without you. And thank you for celebrating this with me. Thank you for showing up fully and presently for all the people who came to the meet and greet table. Thank you for providing. I also want to say thank you to Marianne Parks. I'm sorry, I just missed announcing her, but Marianne, she originally wasn't going to come, but I'm so glad she was going to come, then she couldn't, and then she did. And like, I'm telling you, she's like a soul sister to me. Like, when I first met her, I just connected with her so deeply, and I feel that way about many of the pros I've stayed in touch with. So I do want to say also thank you, Marianne, and to Marianne's husband, because they provided custom buttons with the limited edition podcast celebration logo on it. That's the one with the heart and the dumbbell and the crown and the microphone, which, by the way, if you guys want, there's a couple more limited edition crop tops left. So what you can do is go to celestial.fit/crop top. I haven't updated the inventory as of yet, but you can go there and place an order. And if for whatever reason I don't have that, I'll just email you, or you can DM me at celestial_fit on Instagram, place your order. They are $35 and I cover shipping for you. And I do just, really, really appreciate all your guys' support for this podcast, because as you know, I don't do paid advertising on this show. I just started recording my own ads, which you guys will be notified of, but they're advertisements for things I offer or companies I like to promote or am affiliated with. So that's going to be starting, but I make it very easy. So it'll have music into it and out of it, so you can always get through. I want the listener experience to always be the priority, because this is about the women on the podcast. The women listening to the podcast is about that empowerment. So I've probably been blabbing quite a bit. Funnily enough, at the podcast party, a bunch of women were telling me I need to do my own episodes. And I was like, once I'm a pro, for sure, because it's something that motivates me, because Confessions of a Bikini Pro will one day be, episodes with me and then episodes with other pros that I interview. That's the goal anyways. Now, life evolves, things evolve, and I've done a few solo episodes, as you guys know, or with my coach anyways, or different things here or there. So I hope that you enjoy all of it. I hope that you continue to love and listen and share this podcast, so we can keep growing this industry and the support for the amazing women in it, for the amazing athletes you are, and beyond that, right? Because this is about life on and off the stage, and it will always be this way, because we deserve to be seen and recognized for more than. As I always say, my mission statement, my personal business mission statement, is build more than just a body, which just got trademarked. Woo! So I'm very happy with that. I submitted a trademark application and it's going through. So I'm very stoked about that. There was no conflict there. So should be good to go. Find out in like 14 months. But that's my little mini announcement, is build more than just a body. What this is about for me is building more than just a body. And I think by empowering us to share our stories outside of the stage and the physique, we are doing that. So love and appreciate all of you so much for listening and tuning in every week, sharing it with your friends, reaching out to the athletes. It means so much to them and it means so much to me. So thank you for celebrating. Thank you for listening to this episode. And I hope that you all have an amazing rest of your day, night, or morning, wherever you are in the world while you're listening to this episode. Just make it awesome.